sometimes people come to confession like my grandmother. My grandmother used to, I was a kid, 5, 6, 7, no, 7 years old, and I'd go to church with her in Jersey City. And there were these rooms with drapes on them and 2 doors. And I said one day, Grandma, what are they? And she had a very thick Italian accent. And she said, oh, it's a confession. Confession. I said, what's the confession? What, you go in there and you tell the priest your sins. And I says, I'm a kid. What sins do I have? I says, like what, Grandma? Well, when I go to confession, I bless me, Father. For I no sleeping with nobody but my husband. I no killing nobody. And I say my prayers every day. And that's in my confession. So your confession, Grandma, was what you didn't do, and you threw in a little thing about prayer, basically. And that's Flip Wilson. Again, he was from Jersey City too. You know, things that went awry in my life, the devil made me do it. But the rest, I take credit for. Well, she was a great grandmother. I love, you know, grandparents and grandchildren always get along so well. They don't see the in-between, okay? And the reason they get along so well is because they usually have a common enemy. You got to have a grandmother and mother or father to realize the impact of that. So when my grandmother would make her Easter cookies, she would close the door. I'd be inside with her. She'd tell me when to come over. Pull down the curtain. We had shades. Pull down the shades, and no answer, no door. I couldn't answer the door if someone rang the bell. And she'd start her cookies. My mother would come. I couldn't answer the door. My grandfather would come. He didn't come in the front door. He used to come in from the basement, but he couldn't come up even in the basement, from the basement, when she was doing her cookies, because they were secret, and she didn't want anybody to know the recipe. I knew it, but nobody else did. That's not being Christian. That's not saying your prayers in the morning, Grandma. That's almost like Jesus saying, if you look at a person with lust in your eyes, you're committing adultery. You're on the road. So minimizing her sinfulness and raising up her prayerfulness is not a confession.